Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time of day that we may be reaching you. Thank you for joining us once again on the channel that brings you nothing but authentic and verified news happenings around the country. We'd like to say a very big welcome to you all. Now, if you're joining us for the very first time, please do well to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Now, to all of our existing subscribers, please don't forget to always give us a thumbs up on our posts as they come your way. Thank you and God bless you. Now, on today's report, Sharia Council advises the Independent National Electoral Commission, Inec, to hold all elections on the same day. Now we have about 26 days to the presidential election, and then we have about 31 or 32 days to the governorship elections. Now we see that the Sharia Council of Nigeria is prevailing on INEC that they should hold all of the elections on one day, meaning that both the presidential and the governorship elections, the House of Representatives, the National Assembly, all of the elections should be pulled up, and then everything should just be held on one day, and Nigerians will just vote at once. Well, we're going to go into the details now, and let's see why the Supreme Council for Sharia in Nigeria is actually giving this advice to INEC. And at this point, well, the details in full. Now, the Supreme Council for Sharia in Nigeria, the SCSN, has advised that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, should be prevailed upon to hold all the elections on the same day. The council said doing so would avoid a situation where some desperate politicians that were about to lose cannot create chaos to mar the staggered elections. Now, the Secretary General of the SCSN, Nafiu Baba Ahmed, who spoke at a press conference in Kaduna on Sunday, said that there is a high probability of a second election not holding because of violence from the first election. It is not going to be feasible. Now, the first election is the presidential and the National Assembly elections. Our fear is that in the light of the precarious security situation in the country and the fact that admission by security agencies that are overstretched, it is quite possible, in fact, highly probable, that some desperate politicians who might lose the election will trigger political violence to the extent that the subsequent elections may not hold. In light of this, we engage all those that matter. We met with some of the key security chiefs who expressed their understanding of the situation and agreed with us that their manpower is already overstretched, and it is going to be a situation and an uphill task to cope with political violence. We therefore advise that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, should be prevailed upon to hold all the elections on the same day. This way, we will avoid a situation where some desperate politicians that are about to lose cannot create chaos in the country, such that we will be left with an election half held, half on hold. We can recall that for a lesser reason, President Jonathan postponed the 2015 election, but elections were eventually held. Therefore, we call on all well-meaning Nigerians, government, particularly the INEC, to reconsider their position and organize these elections to hold in one day. We in the Supreme Council for Sharia will do all we can to appeal to Nigerians to make the necessary sacrifice to vote no matter how long it takes. Let's vote in one day. Let's have the elections held in one day so that all will be clear to everybody. Also, it should be considered that the national population census should be put on hold for now because the timing is wrong. We are in line with the National Assembly for 5 months for the old Naira note swap because people in the rural areas may have to travel and there should be massive awareness of the Naira swap. Nigerians have never experienced this kind of fuel scarcity even during the Civil War. Since December last year, Nigerians have been experiencing the excruciating pain of endless fuel scarcity, long hours or even days in endless queues to buy a resource in abundance in Nigeria, which the government claims trillions of naira are spent yearly to import, and yet it is not available to ordinary Nigerians at a reasonable price and without any hustle. The immediate fallout of this regrettable situation is the aggravation of inflation, a skyrocketing of the prices of all goods and services, and the untold suffering of millions of Nigerians. The NNPC claims that it has 1.6 billion liters of refined products, but we have heard such claims before in December, and in any case, we are yet to witness any change except the progressive deterioration of the situation, with a liter of petroleum being sold for as high as 800 naira in some parts of the country. Now, it will be recalled that the president had repeated a campaign promise in 2015 to not only reduce the pump price of petrol, rehabilitate the 4 existing refineries, and do away with fuel subsidy, which he termed as fraud, and also establish new refineries. Now, the most disturbing aspect of this is that nobody will be held to account, as no one was ever held as such in the past. It is going to be business as usual, which is now definitely unacceptable to Nigerians. We urge our fellow Nigerians to be extra patient, exercise restraint, and use their voters' card as the weapons with which to bring about positive change. Well, that is it on the details of today's report, and we can see that the Sharia Council is actually appealing to Inec to hold all of the elections on one day, and the reason they are giving is that due to the outcome of the first election, there could be political violence, which may lead to the second election not holding. Well, we do hope INEC and all of the security agencies and the federal government would actually look into all of these concerns and find a lasting solution to the present problem that we face right now. Well, that's all we can take on the details of today's report. Until we come your way next time, please do well to stay safe. Bye-bye.